So let's start by shutting the water off at the main meter valve. And for that, you'd need a wrench like this. This is a 5-side wrench, and I'm gonna put a link where you can buy it. And this just opens the access. The actual valve is inside either from 3 to 6 feet deep. So the wrench I'm gonna use, this is a water meter valve key. This I bought on a specialty store where all the cities buy their equipment, and this was about $80. It's a very nice it's a 7-footer. You can do most jobs with it, or you can go to Menards or Home Depot and buy this one that is 60 inches, and it's made of rebar, as you could see, and this is a 5-footer, and you can do most jobs with this, but there are some that are deeper. So mine is 7-footer, so it's way better, it's longer. So this is only $29 at Home Depot, or you can buy it pretty much anywhere, Menards, Lowe's. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna insert my valve, I'm gonna fill my valve, and then I'm gonna go counterclockwise, and it's just quarter of a turn. So don't expect to go turn and turn and turn, it's just quarter of a turn. And as you could see, now we're inside the house, and this valve, when you shut it off, it leaks a lot. So we were afraid, the contractor that was working there, he was afraid to put his hands on this. If you see this green wire was looped into the yellow brass nut and through the meter. So if you cut it, it will send a signal to the city. So you have to bypass it before you cut it. And then you have to open up, remove this nut little by little, just to make sure that you indeed shut the wire off at the main. Otherwise, you be very careful and collect the water underneath with a bucket. And we're gonna start in a minute removing everything, but get your towels, get your rags and everything ready. It seems like it's not leaking anymore, so now we can continue removing everything. I'm using these aluminum wrenches. It's way easier, you get less tired, so I recommend. They're more expensive, but they're worth it, so get them. So we're going to start by removing this brass fitting, and remember, every time you remove a fitting, you have to protect it with a bigger wrench. So I'm removing the one on the brass fitting on the right, and I'm protecting it with my bigger wrench on the left. If you just go with a wrench, you might break a pipe and then you'll be in trouble. And this one is especially, it's different because I have no room at the bottom. So this is a specialty brass that comes with a rubber seal. And let me see if it's here. No, I think it's on the brass piece. So this is the rubber piece. These fittings, you can only buy it on a specialty store as well. So now, before I remove the rest of the piping and fittings, I'm gonna remove the ground bar, the ground bracket. This bracket, you put it in most of the water supplies, and it's the ground that goes to earth. So seeing the pipes go to ground, to the earth outside, if anything happens, these carries the electrical stuff and just dissipated in the ground. And just so you know, since the meter is plastic, you have to bypass it. You have to make a strap from metal to metal, bypassing the plastic meter. So now I just removed it. Just remember to put it back at the end, otherwise it's not safe. So now I have this problem. My fittings are all the way to the ground, and I have this clean out cover here that is not allowing me to put my wrench at the bottom and do it comfortably. and I tried to remove it. I tried the longest range, and I tried with cheater bars, and I couldn't. I don't know if they put any type of glue or whatever. So now I'm gonna try from the other side, and since I'm under the stairs, it's very uncomfortable. So I think I finally, it kindly broke. I mean, not broke off, but I loosened it up a little bit. I had to put my foot on the bigger wrench, and now since it's loose, I'm gonna use smaller wrenches. Still, always protect the pipe. So now since it's loose, I'm gonna do my channel locks, and then I'm gonna remove all these fittings that we're gonna replace. And this is a gate valve, probably the original one. And gate valves, after 20 years, they fail because of the mechanism they have. Now I'm gonna install a ball valve. It's threaded. Everything is gonna be threaded just because the way it is right now. There's some other main that is all copper, and you solder or ProPress or whatever. So on our male adapter, we're gonna apply a couple turns of Teflon tape and Teflon paste. It's very important to do both because you don't want it to leak. So you want all the protection you need. So apply a lot of it. Make sure that it covers all the threads. And now we're going to install the ball valve. This is 3/4 ball valve, and in a minute I don't have enough paste, so I'm digging it in the container. So this is 3/4 threaded ball valve, and very easy to handle. It's just 1/4 of a turn. So now I'm just gonna handle it, tighten it with my hands, and then I'm gonna use wrenches. So again, it's imperative, it's very important, protect the pipe below. If you break or crack or damage the pipe below, then you're stuck breaking concrete, and you don't want that. That's why my partner didn't want to touch it, because he had bad experiences. So we are tackling it. So now we are putting all our fittings. This is a 6-inch fitting, and then I'm gonna do an elbow, and then another 2-inch pipe once I get it tight enough so it doesn't leak. But now I'm applying Teflon paste and tape on all the fittings, all the threads, and you have to make sure it's tight, otherwise it's gonna leak, and then you have to put it take it apart again, and that might damage the integrity of the older pipe at the bottom. So now we are almost close. Now I just did my brass fitting, and you have to pay attention. The meter has plastic threads. It's very easy to miss threads and to damage the threads of the meter. Be careful, take your time. If it looks weird, if it doesn't look even, stop, go back and try again. And I'm trying it, and it doesn't. It goes the wrong way. It's misthreading it, and it almost started to damage. So I have to move the pipes a little bit so I'm dead center to the meter, so I don't have any troubles. Now I'm gonna try again, and don't forget the rubber piece that's gonna seal between the big nut and the plastic threads of the meter. And now it seems like I got it. So take your time though, you don't want to mess up with the threads. I didn't take a permit on this, so if I break it, I would have to buy a meter and maybe call the city, and I don't want to do that. And now, when I have to use both wrenches, going the opposite way to tighten it, both of the nuts. Now it's time to turn the water back on. We're doing the same, just backwards. Now we're gonna go to the right clockwise to shut it off. And remember, it's only quarter of a turn, so don't expect turning it a few turns. It's just quarter of a turn. And let's cover the axis, and now we're gonna try. Just pay attention to those valves that you left open, so you don't forget about it and then you make a mess of water. So now we are done with this project. Everything went well. The customer is happy. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Before I go, I'm going to install the ground bar bracket, so everything is good. Bye bye.